So I want to share with you some things that I learned recently in the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Stick with me in a moment and I'll share them with you. Hello, welcome to this week's Andy's Point of View. This week I want to talk about a book that I recently read, The One Thing by Gary Keller. A really great book. Really enjoyed it. I pass it along and recommend it to many people actually. The biggest thing that I got out of this book is we've all heard of the Preterist Principle, the 80-20 rule, and how 20% of what you do produces 80% of the outcomes. Well, in the book they talk about how that concept is exponential. So if 20% of what you do creates 80% of your outcomes, then you take that 20% that is highly productive, and 20% of that produces 80% of the 80%. So if you actually work out the math, essentially 4% of what you do in a week produces 64% of the outcomes you will accomplish that week. So if you think about that, it really puts into perspective why planning is so important and why you want to make sure you're going at every day and every week really focusing on what is most important to you, your business, in your position, whatever you're trying to accomplish. Now there's one question in here that he challenges everybody to ask when you're planning and prioritizing. He says, ask yourself this one question: what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else becomes easier or unnecessary? So the next time you plan your week, think to yourself, what is that one thing that you can do that by doing it will make everything else become either easier or unnecessary? Really think about that and try to work that into your weekly or daily schedule if you can. And watch your productivity soar. This book has been hugely helpful to me. I absolutely recommend it to anybody who wants to be more productive in their work life or in life in general. That's this week's Andy's Point of View. Hope you enjoy the book.